Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1436. Happy Friday. It's the free for all. We are a day in, well, technically 3 days in, but really one full day in to the 2025 Major League Baseball season. For the Cubs fans, did you stay awake last night and watch the Cubs? I, for one, did not. Although I was awake, I was probably awake when it ended. Thanks, Ernie. So the Cubs won. We flew the W for the first time in 3 games, official games. Great game for Ian Happ. Cubs win 10-6. High scoring game out in the desert in Arizona. So Cubs beat the Diamondbacks. Unlike previous years, the Cubs actually play another game today. It seems like every year the Cubs will have their opening day and then the next day they're off. And then they play against the same team. It's annoying as hell. But the Cubs actually play tonight, I think, out in Arizona. I believe a 4-game series against the Diamondbacks. So baseball has begun. I did watch. I had it on. I ended up watching the Brewers and Yankees, which was on ESPN. Why? Well, I couldn't log into MLB TV. And no, it wasn't just me. At first, I thought it was a me problem. So what happens with my subscription, we share in my fantasy baseball group. We share it through one of our players in our league has T-Mobile. And with T-Mobile, you get a free year of MLB TV. And this has been going on for years now. So, for some reason, it doesn't activate and it ends. This is the annoying thing. Like your subscription to MLB TV ends like in the middle of spring training. Like all of a sudden it's like, hey, you don't have a login anymore. And then you have to wait till like opening day or a few days before opening day before the T-Mobile reignites. And I always have to re-log in. It's, I think, always the same credentials because he always same password, or maybe it does have to change, but I didn't have to re-log in, but I thought I did. So I'm in here and I still haven't figured out how to get MLB TV on my other TV in the rec room. Tech savvy, I am not. So I was working in here anyway and pop it on. You can't log in. I'm like, I don't want to go. I was like right in the middle of doing some stuff. So I'm like, I don't want to go search for the new login credentials and figure this out. There's a game on ESPN. So I popped on the Brewers and Yankees. So I just watched that. So I thought I thought the MLB TV issue was something on my end. Like I just had to log in. And and then somebody had texted like they were having issues, and then all of a sudden everywhere is having issues. Like, oh, so it was like an everybody problem. It was eventually fixed, but it took, I think, a couple hours. But I was able to I just popped it on last night. I came back down, it was like 6, and the Cardinal, there was only was there one game on? There might have been a couple games on, but the Cardinals game was on MLB TV. So I had that on, and then I realized, wait a second, it's Thursday. There's basketball on, college basketball, Sweet 16. So I ended up, I finished what I was doing in here, turned the game off, went into the rec room, and did some sorting and watched the Alabama game. Wow. How about the Crimson Tide? They not only did they set the new tournament record for 3-pointers made in a game, they crushed it. The previous record was set back in 1990 by that famous Loyola Marymount team. 1990 was when the record was set. And 35 years later, it's broken by the Crimson Tide, Alabama Crimson Tide of Alabama. Mark Sears had a big game. By the way, I've got a really nice color refractor of Mark Sears at auction right now. 99centcards.com. Check it out. So Alabama put up, and BYU played well. BYU played well, scored 86 points, gave up 110. They didn't defend the three very well, but other than that, BYU played really well. I did not watch the other games. In fact, I'm not paying any attention to the bracket. How's our brackets looking? CBS Sports Line. So then I came back in here at 9 and watched the first. I think I watched the first 2.5 innings of the Cubs Diamondbacks game. Bracket games. So how's our pool looking? Hobby Evolution. Looks like. Let's share this screen. There we go. All right. So we've got, let's blow it up. Wrong screen. Blow it up. There we go. So we got Low Roller Scratcher in first place. Low Roller Scratcher with 64 points. He's going to come in about a half an hour asking us to look at the standings. Low Roller Scratcher in first. Cody's in second. John March and Shane and David all tied in third place. They all have Dookie. They all have Duke winning. 59 points for Joe, Dennis, Eric. Dennis, who went a perfect 25 for 25, picked 31 out of the 32 first-round games correctly, and he's sitting in sixth place in the middle of the Sweet 16. That's what happens when you win the first round. It's like it just always seems to fall. And then 58 points for Tracy, Cameron, and Robert. So there you go. And I'm all the way down in 23rd. Who's on our basement dweller? Kevin, all the way down, 35 points. Can Kevin get any more points? Let's see. Kevin's bracket. Who's his Final Four? He still has 3 out of 4 Final Four teams. So Kevin can win some games. He can get some more points and climb out of the basement, hopefully. Duke, Houston, Michigan State in his Final Four. So there we go. StreamYard changed some things up. Along with the music, they changed the way you present. You share your screen. When you do share your screen, it pops, or when you move windows, it pops me out, where normally I would just hit remove and I would pop back up. Now I have to go over and click a different button. So still learning. So there you go. NCAA basketball last night. Hey, I got a new palette, and just the other day I was like, yeah, I'm due. It's about time for another Goodwill palette, and one fell into my lap yesterday. And let me tell you, just less than 6 months ago, probably when I found the Mike Trout blue chrome first chrome auto, I'm now thinking, I don't know if I want to get any more Goodwill palettes. Why would I say that? Well, the price has gone up. The first palette I bought back in, gosh, when was it? Probably 2021 or 2022. I think it would have been 2021. I think I was still working. Was I working? Yeah, I think I was still working at the office. So it would have been January 2021. I think after tax, I paid like $450. The last two pallets, the pallet I got yesterday and the pallet before, 900, like after tax was like $896. So they've gone up. The last pallet wasn't great. It was average, but average is, I can make average work at $600, but I don't really want average. I don't know if average can work at $900. So we're going to see how this palette, I'll be getting it today. So it is Madison Card Show Eve, so I won't have really any time to go through much of it. So we'll see. I'll get kind of an idea, I guess, when I pick it up. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. And this is kind of going to be, the last one. It's like $900. That was a little more than I want to pay for the pallets. And Obviously, there's times at the $900 price point, there have been pallets that I would have been underwater at $900. Fortunately, the last pallet was $900, but there was still enough to make it profitable. But if I have a dud, $900 is not worth it. So if anybody's out there watching the Goodwill auctions, $900 could be a bad price. And we'll see. So, 25-ish pallets. And here I am debating on whether I want to continue buying them now at this price, because 900 is we'll see. Now, for the most part, I would say out of 25 pallets, I would say 75%, maybe 70%. If I would have paid $900, I would have been happy with that still. So it's like, run the numbers. What's the return? Obviously, the trout pallet is going to have a big return over what I paid for it. And that pallet was already paid for. That was an amazing. There was a stretch where there were about 2 or 3 pallets that were freaking amazing in terms of return on investment. So we'll see. This is actually something that I thought about flipping, like not the pallet. It's like the Gaylord itself. I can't, because I don't take the Gaylord home with me. But I thought about it, but I don't want to do that. And here's why. It's too mystery pack-ish, and I don't like mystery packs. I don't want to do mystery packs. I don't want to do mystery boxes. I thought about doing, okay, here's a box, bid it up. Who knows what's in it? Because in reality, every box, I shouldn't say every box, because there are some boxes from the Goodwill pallets that I haven't gone through. They're probably all junk, but there's been boxes where I've gone through before, and I thought it was all 89 Donruss, and it was filled with vintage football, including a Terry Bradshaw rookie card. But I don't want to tout that and then sell 10 mystery boxes and they're all filled with 89 Donruss. So I will not be flipping any boxes or pallets or Gaylords. No mystery packs, no mystery boxes. But it is a good way to move boxes, but I'm not gonna go down that road. All right, so that's Ernie. Ernie was kind of a nightmare. We kept him home from school yesterday. So it's spring break here in Madison. UW's on spring break. All the schools, it's basically spring break. And I think based on like the kind of the turnover with my dealers, tomorrow's the Madison Card Show. There are a lot of dealers, like a lot of my regular dealers are gone for spring break. Like, we're going here, we're going there. So should be a nice variety of different dealers tomorrow. Anyway, where was I going? Spring break, doggy daycare. So with spring break being this week, a lot of people are on vacation, so they're boarding their dogs. Dogtopia, doggy daycare, where we take Ernie, they board dogs also. So, and they sent a note out last week that, they won't be taking any walk-ins because they're full, because of spring break and all that. So Ernie went, and I don't know, one of the days, and I talked about that. It might've been Monday. Yeah, it was definitely Monday. So there are all these like new dogs. So Ernie's like, what's this? Because normally it's like the same dogs every day at doggy daycare. So I think Ernie was just kind of like taken aback, like, hey, where's, like, his friends weren't there. Like he's got like two or three like really close doggy friends, and they weren't there. So I think he was a little off, and they said, yeah, he was just Like he was a little lethargic and he wanted to go back in his crate. So just keep an eye on him. He got home and he was great. It was like same old Ernie. Nothing wrong. So we took him back Tuesday, and his friends were there Tuesday, all good. Wednesday, we watched on camera, and he didn't like. The thing was, none of the dogs were playing, so it's hard to so. And we talked. My wife and I talked. Like, should we take him every day? Like, should we keep him home? And I'm like, it's to the point where he's okay. Like, I can leave him unattended, and he's not going to be tearing into shit. I just got to make sure, okay, this is he's kind of got a poop schedule. And if I don't take him out, he's going to shit on, and he comes down here and shits on my floor. So, I've just got to keep an eye on that. So it's like, you know what, let's keep him home yesterday. So we kept him home. I don't know how often we're going to keep him home. And he was okay. And we went for a walk. It was a nice day. We went for a walk. He had some zoomies. But last night at bedtime, he just all of a sudden gets this burst of energy and just can't sit still. And we're trying to go to bed. So my wife ended up taking him outside, come back in, she put him on the floor. He chewed on his bone, had the zoomies, and he finally settled down until 4 a.m. And at 4 a.m., he gets up, and I'm like, okay, he probably has to potty. So we go out. By the way, it's pouring rain at 4 a.m. And we go outside, and he pees, and it was a long pee. So he really had to go. Okay. So sometimes first thing in the morning, he's got to take a dump. So it's all right, let's walk around, pouring rain, sniff, 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 sniff. All right, I guess we're not taking a dump. So we go back into bed. We got to dry him off, get into bed, take my pants off, take my shirt off, get into bed. He's fucking rambunctious again. I'm like, oh my God, come on. Not only do I have to put my clothes back on if I take him out again, it's pouring rain. So I'm like, hopefully he will settle down. And he didn't. So, all right. Put my sweatpants back on, put my shirt back on, go back outside, freaking pouring even harder at this point. All right, he's really going to take a shit. He guns it outside. I'm like, all right, he's got to poop. Runs out to the sidewalk, down to where he poops, sniff, sniff, sniff. Nope. All right, well, let's go down to this part. Nope. And then he runs back. He wants to go back inside. So we dry him off. Go back inside. I lay down. He jumps right on me again. I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So you know what I did? I picked up my clothes. I grabbed my phone, grabbed my glasses, shut the door, and went downstairs and took a nap on the couch in the rec room. Apparently, he woke my wife up because then I heard little paw steps on the hardwood floor upstairs. And then I was greeted by Ernie, who tried to jump up on the couch. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? What are you doing? It's 4 o'clock. Let's go to bed. He went upstairs, and when I went upstairs to grab my water, he must have been in bed because he wasn't hanging out down in the room anywhere. So he will be going back to doggy daycare today. Madison Card Show's tomorrow. We'll get to the chat here in a second. Madison Card Show tomorrow, sold out show. PSA on site. They will be accepting drop-offs for grading and grading on authenticating. They'll be located upstairs in the Capitol Square Ballroom, the upstairs ballroom along the south wall. That's stair side. You walk up the steps, walk into the ballroom, and they'll be right there as you walk in. There'll be stanchions in place, signs. So there will be a line formed. We'll have all that. So come out, drop off your stuff to PSA directly. Check out the show. Hours are 9 to 3. Admission is free, and we're going to have a fun time. Tomorrow, Madison Card Show. So it's going to be a late night, long day tomorrow. Late night tonight, long day tomorrow, because they're not flipping the room. The upstairs ballroom, there's an event there that goes late. So they're flipping the room at 10 p.m. I'll be there. I'm like, I'll help. So they're getting me a room. So it's going to be a late night, early morning, long day for the Madison Card Show. But hey, it's fun, and we're going to enjoy it. All right. Hit up my eBay store, 99centcards.com. We're going to play Name That Player today. I don't have any cards prepared. I'm just going to grab this stack and we'll get to it. We'll play it. We're going to go to the chat. We're not done talking. We're only 20 minutes in. Where are we at? East Coast Tom, he says, I hate pitch counts. They have ruined baseball probably forever. Ooh, I totally agree. I hate pitch counts. I love the pitching, the pitch clock. Love the pitch clock. Hate the pitch counts. And it's crazy. Like, it is almost, pitchers are treated like they're robots. And it's not like, I think fans have come to learn it's not pitchers being soft. It's the geeks in the front office with all their analytics that are, we need to his blah 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 and all this, and it's crazy. All of the analytics and technology and shit that they're using, and it's just so structured and robotic. And look at how many Tommy John surgeries. I think there's a correlation. Now, pitchers are throwing harder and they're being trained to throw harder. But I hate pitch counts. I hate the way they're treating pitchers. It is ruining baseball to an extent. I agree. David, good morning. Red lights in the house. What's up? John says Zamfir, the official music of 1 Million Cubs, and every other YouTube or video person that uses StreamYard. Gem City Card Show, what's happening? Good morning. He's flying the W. You Rich Klein, good morning, Uncle Rich. Philly Joe, good morning. It's a free-for-all Friday, like button smashed, anticipating Name That Player. Maybe I can get a point this week. Let's go. Congrats on your Cubbies finally winning a game. Yes. 10-6 victory last night. Todd says, good morning. Congrats on another Goodwill pallet. And so the Goodwill pallet, I shared a picture on Twitter yesterday. The Goodwill pallet, now, I'll preface this with the best cards have never been shown up. The best cards that I pull from a Goodwill pallet, you know damn well, if they knew there was a first Bowman Chrome Blue Refractor Auto Mike Trout in a Goodwill pallet, you know damn well they would be pulling that and sending it off to PSA or selling it on Goodwill.com, GoodwillAuctions.com. But it was hidden in a box, just like all of the other higher dollar cards that I found. Typically, the cards they sprinkle on top, $10 and under. It's kind of nice, but looking and what's fun is when I post the image on Twitter, people will like zoom in and look to see, and oftentimes it's stuff that I don't see. Somebody had said, is that a Reggie White rookie? It's not. But it does look, now that I'm looking, it looks like, I can't tell the year on the backs of those cards. They're in 9 pocket pages. It looks like that might be a 70 set, but I can't tell. But the Reggie White's just like a 90 tops. There's a LeBron James, early LeBron James card, but it's only a couple bucks. There's a Walter Payton in action, which like $2. I was trying to look into the binders. I like it when there's binders because usually the binders have surprisingly good stuff, which is surprising because you can, when they're donated, you can flip through and look through them. Like boxes, you're not going to go through every box to see if there's a Mike Trout Bowman Chrome auto. There is a Bowman Chrome autograph on top. Looks like it's Yonder Alonso, Cincinnati Reds Bowman Chrome rookie auto. It appears to be, just from my zoom in. There's a Dick Hauser 63 tops. They also showed the 82 Kmart Carl Yastrzemski and an 83 tops All-Star George Brett. The Randy Johnson 89 Fleer, which I am assuming because the Billy Ripken is the black box. So with the Billy Ripken being a black box and the Randy Johnson right next to it, I'm going to jump to the conclusion that Randy Johnson is the black box over the Marlboro sign. So those are common $1.50, $2 cards, even the black box Billy Ripken. Some vintage baseball. Looks like they're beat up. There's a Cub, Jim Brosnan, Mel Parnell, 56 tops, Bob Allison. So the what's sprinkled on top looks like garbage, but usually it's like when they sprinkle, like when it's that, like it's really good inside. So we'll see. Max is here. He says, can't wait for April 2nd. You and me both. These commercials are worse than November. Yes. So we have a highly contested, is it Supreme Court judge race here in Wisconsin. And I mean, it's like national, like Elon Musk is campaigning hard for one of the candidates. And it's a hotly contested. It's a big race. Nationally speaking, for the Supreme Court judges or whatever, state Supreme Court. So yes, I can't wait until Tuesday, and we don't have to listen and hear about all this bullshit. John says only one more win for the Cubs, and they're back to where they started. Gem City Card Show says Max ain't wrong. John says they are the UPS of baseball, 3 right turns to make 1 left. Rich says they do the day off in case there is bad weather on opening day with a roof in Arizona. No issue like that. That makes a lot of sense in March, especially if you're opening in Chicago. John says Cincinnati used to be the only team playing on opening day against whomever. Traditions are dead. And see, I don't care about traditions when it's stupid like that. Like that's a stupid tradition. Like I'm glad that is no longer a tradition. Because having one game on opening day is stupid. I think every team should be playing on opening day. Max says, Brian, you guys have a big race down there too, ? John says, cutting the cord was supposed to be revolutionary. Turns out no one can find anything if it doesn't have a cord attached to it. There is a lot of truth to that. Like, where's the fucking game? Oh, it's on Peacock. Why? There's never games on Peacock. Why is this game on Peacock? Zach says that someone who texted you was me. He admits it. I don't want to reveal my sources. I had to text you because you refused to answer my comments on your eBay live stream. Do better next time. Hey, by the way, I'm not yet on eBay Live. I should be getting some next week. I think is the start to my onboarding process. My email said, where's the email at? So I was approved to move toward integration. So my next step will be a introductory call with the integration team. So I'll be hopefully next week. We'll get that scheduled. Zach says White Sox are back. The Sox. How about it? Jody, good morning. Porter says, let's go Duke. Go Cards go. Louisville, they're not playing anymore. John says, yes, White Sox are back. Reinsdorf is rejuvenated, and this affirmation will mean he's been on the right path this entire time. John says, Loyola Marymount led Hank Gathers and Bo Kimball. They were from a basketball mecca. And was Hank Gathers, did he die during the season? Or was it before that season? Was it I can't remember but I don't think he was playing. I think he had already passed away when they set that record, that 3-point record. Scott Hermanson, good morning from way out west. Early morning for Scott. Peter, happy Friday. John says neither was accepted into Temple. Jordan says, I got in last year's bracket this year. Oops. I think we had that problem last year. I think a couple people. Let's see. Where are we at? Brackets. I don't see any brackets over here, unless was it under a different name? The only brackets I'm showing my pools, my former company, which it must revert over. Oh, that's last year's bracket. Hobby Evolution Bracket Challenge, that's this year's bracket. Paul's Neighborhood Bar, which that's from a long time ago. I wonder if there's anybody. No. Team 1380. I don't know what this is. What is this? Team 1380, Dave and Buster's March Mania. And there's people in it that I've never heard of. Marv Reimer, Stan Tajadin, Gus Warner, Rob Darnell, Mike Dupsky. I don't see any other brackets. Zach says, Jerry is investing heavily in the success of the Bulls and White Sox, like a Wisconsin Supreme Court race. Big money. Many are saying that this will impact Will Clark's opinion. John says, apologies, Bo Kimball turned Temple down. Andy Max in the house. My family group bracket is in the top 99.9% on ESPN. I just auto-picked it. Love it. John says, oh boy. Cooter says, good morning. Listen to the Giants game on the radio. How God meant for baseball to be consumed. John says, censorships. John says, Cooter, I was listening to the Phillies on the way to Costco. I grew up listening to two Hall of Fame broadcasters. The team they rolled out yesterday is horrible, and all they do is read ads. Well, that's not on them. That's on the powers that be. Don't blame the talent on the advertising reads. Sports card ripping teacher, good morning. So are we keeping track of the Shaw-o-meter, Cam-o-meter, or work-o-meter this season? God damn. If I hear about Cam Smith one more time, I'm going to flip out. Why is Gage? I thought Gage Workman made the team. How come he's not playing? Well, making the team doesn't mean you're a starter. And who are you going to start Gage Workman over Matt Shaw or Nico Horner? Come on. There's some Facebook Cubs groups that it's like, okay, the season started. I think I can delete this group. And I enjoy the back and forth about like the front office and like the roster construction. I enjoy those conversations, but when it comes to like, oh, Cam Smith had a hit in his first at bat, it's like, oh my God. Kyle Tucker drove in a run. John says, Bo only won buying pallets at 2X. Bo single-handedly caused the 2Xing of pallets. Probably so. Might be the biggest shooting of oneself in the foot since USA tariffs. That's a good point. But you know, here's the thought process behind that. I just got a text from my buddy Sean. I haven't heard from him in a long time. Holy shit. So one of my long lost friends, Sean, just now sent me a text as we were live. So we haven't, man, I don't know if we've texted or talked since my wedding, maybe. I mean, it's probably been 10 years. But he says, hey man, long time. Just wanted to let you know I bought some cards off your eBay shop. My son's getting into collecting. Hell yeah. Sean's a big Cubs fan, so there's going to be some Cubs cards for kids in that package. Very cool. So anyway, back to the 2Xing of the pallets. I don't consider it shooting myself in the foot because, you know, early on I pulled the Mike Trout rookie in the first pallet that I got, and that got a lot of hits on social media, and the Trout got publicity on Tops and was Collect the Darren Rovell website. The Sports Illustrated Hobby did an art, so it got a lot of pub, which you can't put a price on that. Well, Darren Rovell can put a price on that. He'll figure out a number. So I think all of that is well worth it. against paying a few $100 more than normal, because it didn't 10x or it didn't 2x. I think the trout palette that I bought, I think that I can probably go back through my records and find that pretty quickly. Now, when I first started buying pallets in 2021, they were 450. Now they're 900, but it didn't just 2x when I found the trout. Like, I think that pallet might have been 700. They've been going up. So 900. Oh, that was 800. So the trout was that? I wonder if that was the trout pallet though. That might have been one after the trout pallet. So 700. I think the trout pallet was, yes, the trout pallet was 700. So 700 and 900 for all of the ink that story got. Well worth it. We'll see. We'll see how this pallet goes. If this pallet's a dud, I may pass on the next one. However, easier said than done. When I get that notification, I think I'll take another chance. So we'll see. We'll see. Zach says John is right. John says Dodgers unis yesterday. Thoughts? I did not see the Dodgers unis yesterday, so I have no thoughts. That dude from Duryea, what's up? I agree with the radio being great. 70s. Hope the strikeouts go down. 19 is a lot even on opening day. Good morning, peeps, says TD Sports Cards. John says Schwarbombs and Harper deep balls make it okay. Just bummed Wheeler didn't get the dub. Zach says flip the whole Gaylord on eBay Live. Cooter says all Dodgers uniforms suck. They are the Dodgers. F them. Go Giants. Gem City Card Show says if you did a live breakdown of the pallet, you would monetize the video and the pallet would cost much less. There you go. There you go. And yeah, and I don't even really take advantage of the because these are the types of videos that get a lot of hits. And early on, I did do a lot of videos on the pallets, and now it's just like, I don't want to waste time with videos. And really, with my with my subscriber and video count, it's a few, maybe $10, $20 on a video like that. So, it's not like I've got 20,000 subscribers and going viral. I just don't focus on it. Jordan says, John, the gold Dodger unis were cool. That dude says, agree. I just hope they hit them in the fall. John says, there's a reason I ask Cooter, not really a Dodgers question. European football teams gussy up their shirts after winning the chip. Need to see it in the USA. Sorry, John, I suffer from Dodger derangement syndrome. John says the autogram went for less than $20. Will there be a rebate on the excessive shipping? No, it'll ship in a bubble mailer. Let's see, the excessive shipping was $5. And let's see how much it's going to cost to ship. I'll tell you the exact amount of money that it's going to ship, or that it's going to cost to ship. Oh, let's see. Let's go here. Because $5 is actually, you're going to start seeing $6 shipping on items. What the hell? All right. So the exact cost to ship this package will be $4.14. So there you go. Johnny M says, good morning. Have you started practicing your used car salesman tactics for the eBay Live? Of course I have. John says, can the buyer use Kohl's cash to pay? John, trolling. Zach says, I'm not going to go down that road. If stated in 2025, there is no doubt in my mind that in 2026, okay, I'm going to go down that road, i.e. Pokemon only show. Is Kohl's cash accepted everywhere in Wisconsin? John, trolling. Nah. Yes, we can use it at any Quick Trip, and Temple accepts it for online tuition credits. Auctions kill vintage card prices. Yeah, they do. I can, like, when I click the switch to auction on that autogram, I'm like, I'm going to get a terrible I think I turned down a $35 offer on that card. And it sold for sold for 1717 is what it sold for. Tracy says, good morning all. Got my daughter moved yesterday. Crazy long day. And Royals defense and base running was terrible. Jordan says, the joys of homeschooling your kid, taking care of Ernie, right? Can you tell us about the pants and shirt off, but talk much slower and animated? Cautionary tale, only adopt introvert dogs. It's funny because Biscuit was certainly an introvert. Ernie is definitely an extrovert. Speaking of drying him off, this store is strangely erotic. Porter says, Ernie staying home from school is just the beginning. Next thing you know, you're expressing the anal glands of every dog in the neighborhood. Oh. David says, Dave Arnold, what's up? Hopefully PSA is better at your show than they were at the Spectacular. I think they had some newbies that didn't have a clue. Oh, boy. John says, does your Bonvoy status allow you to have a late checkout? It does. Yes. That is a perk to my Marriott Bonvoy status. Michael Renicky, good morning. John says, never had a note count in marching band. We just soldiered through. Gem City says, the game is swinging back and forth. We got the shift out now. The micromanage games have to go quicker. Johnny M says, got to remember, by the time a pitcher gets to the MLB, he has already been pitching in some form or another for 12 years or longer. Let's see. Tom says, LOL. Porter says, did anyone else have an especially busy sales day for opening day? I did not. Well, I did and I did not. I did because of auctions, and I did not because of buy it nows. My buy it nows were way down. My sales this week have been really in the dumps. Now, yesterday was a good sales day, but it was highlighted by I had a lot of auctions that sold. And it was a good sales day overall. But I think I would have had that regardless of opening day or not. What was my, let's see what my total number was. I know Porter had a great day. Let's see, yesterday. Oh shit. I got a custom. I wish they had a yesterday. You could just do yesterday. Yesterday, 327. So I only did 115 sales yesterday. But my average price was up, and I think because of the auctions that I had. So let's look at year to date. Actually, we're going to do custom to include exclude today. 0101 2025 to 327. We're going to compare it to last year. See where we're at. Oof. 26% year over year, which is not where I want to be at this point. Not where I wanted to be at this point. I wanted to be 50 to 60% year over year growth. I'm going to have to do it by auctions. And that's to be honest with you, my sales have sucked this week because I haven't been putting the energy into eBay, eBay buy it nows, really specifically. I have been putting the energy into auctions. And so I had a good sales day monetarily yesterday, and I should have good monetary sales day for the next week based on the amount of auctions I'm running. But my buy it nows have suffered because I really haven't been adding much. I did add a couple batches yesterday. Hey, by the way, speaking of batches on Cardi the Pro, I know I haven't asked the guys at Cardi the Pro, but I should. Because I know there was a new update with ChatGPT, and there's been some like new AI, and I wonder if that affects the AI on Cardi the Pro, Chronazio, and whatever else uses it. Because in the past week, especially as I've added these like refractors and color, my results, my AI rate of accuracy on Cardi the Pro has been really good. I don't know. I know a lot of you use Cardi the Pro, but I've noticed in the last week, my accuracy has gone way up. When I list a batch of, Prism color, Bowman Chrome color, it's usually like in the pits, like terrible accuracy. But recently it's been really good. And even if it's slightly off, if it's wrong, it shows up. Where in the past, it just doesn't recognize it or it's way off. It's a completely different set. But it's been much more accurate. I'm curious, anybody that's used Car Dealer Pro, and especially on like modern color stuff in the last week, I'm curious if your accuracy, I've noticed a huge improvement in the accuracy on Car Dealer Pro in the last week as I've added these refractor batches to Car Dealer Pro. Where are we at? Tracy says, hope the show is amazing tomorrow. I think it should be. I think every show is usually amazing. We'll see. I have no intention of buying, but I will. Especially after getting a Goodwill pallet. I'm not going to go in and try to buy a whole bunch, but I do know there's a couple dealers I want to buy from. We'll see. But it all depends. Like if they bring new stuff, different stuff, I'll definitely buy from them. And there are some new dealers that talking about the Madison Card Show tomorrow at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive. We do have some, I wouldn't necessarily call them new dealers because many of them have set up before, but just not on a regular basis. AJ has, he's setting up, he'll be upstairs in the ballroom. He's got some super high-end football cards. We're talking soccer. AJ's got a crazy high-end soccer collection that he'll have. Let's see, who else do we got that's newer, semi-new? AJ, Eric's back. He pops in every now and then. He's got he's a big basketball. He's got a lot of 86 Fleer basketball. He's usually got some Jordan rookies. Gary's back, great vintage, Gary George. Let's see. He does about every other month or so. Otherwise, I'm seeing a lot of the same names. Ray's back. Ricky, he's got a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff, a lot of high-end modern. Let's see. Juan is back. He does a lot of buying. Tom's back, vintage Tom. Tom will be across from Tom. He's got a lot of vintage. He's got a lot of like random oddball stuff from vintage as well. Let's see. Matt. Oh, what the hell? I think I screwed something up here. Matt's back. He's got a lot of vintage stuff, and he hasn't set up too much. He's been trying to set up, but I just haven't had space for him. I was able to get him in for tomorrow's show. So there's going to be some good stuff tomorrow. Come check it out. Where are we at? John says, I've spent a good deal of bulk processing questioning why the hell certain cards ended up in binders. Let's see. Mark's here. Good morning, Mark. Chris says, MLB for decades began the season on a Tuesday, and the Reds had the scheduled first pitch because they were the oldest franchise. Interesting. That's neat, and I'm glad it's over. I want every team to be on opening day. It should be like a day long. I thought yesterday was great for opening day with one exception. Why were there no noon games or earlier games than 2 p.m. Central? Like, I know it's only a couple hours, but there should have been an early game. Hell, have Cincinnati play at noon. There you go. They kick off the day. Zach says, John, because it was someone else's collection and they can put whatever cards in a binder they want. Not your concern, brother. Leave the dead people alone. Rich says, yes, and good luck with that race in Wisconsin. Yes, big race in Wisconsin. Flawed Thinker, good morning. Let's go, Duke. Max says, big bad Soros, too. Got to keep it even. John says, second off day is being renamed Anthony Rendon Day. Mayoral election. Zach says, do you need to pass a physical for eBay Live? I don't know if I'm up for that. Jordan says, Zach, yes, and a million Cubs cards. There you go. Carrie, good morning. Gathers actually died on the court before the NCAA. Okay, so it was before the tournament then. Chris says, last year you created 2 brackets. One was Hobby Evolution and one was 1 million Cubs. Huh. I think that was by mistake. I think one was a carryover, and then I created a new one and didn't delete the old one. Zach says, Gage Workman, Cam Smith. These are fake names. Let me tell you, if I told you, do you know what Gage Workman's middle name is? And this is no lie. You can look it up on Baseball Reference. Gage Tater Workman. Call me Tater Salad. Gage Tater Workman. That, my friends, not a fake name. Gage Tater Workman. Sports card ripping teacher says, I love hearing Pat Hughes read Yingling beer ads. I wonder if it's available at Coombs Corner. Glad we all agree how great Pat Hughes is. Absolutely. I bet you could get it. I bet. Because Yingling distributes now. Obviously, they're advertising on Cubs games. I'm sure it's at Coombs Corner. In Lockport, I believe. Is Coombs Corner in Lockport, Illinois? Zach and Porter says, Kyle Tucker, top 10 player. You're damn right he is. What did he do yesterday? I know he had at least one hit yesterday. Let's see. Where's the stats? Kyle Tucker, top 10 player in all of baseball, by the way. Kyle Tucker. John Keating doesn't even know who he is. John don't know ball. John don't know ball. All right, Cubs D-backs. Let's see. Kyle Tucker. Ooh, 1 for 5. Not a great showing for Kyle Tucker. But he did have an RBI. Base hit. And he walked once, so he's on base twice. Zach says, is Sean your buddy in jail? No. No, but my friend Luke is he might be in jail. But no, Sean is not my buddy in jail. Copium. Zach says, dang, I thought that was going to end with him asking how fast you were going to ship it. Bo promptly copies and pastes 3 days. 3 business days, by the way, because a lot of people don't know what a business day is. Do you remember the 90s basketball movie, Heaven is a Playground? Bo Kimball played a lead role. This movie had it all: high top fades, cocaine, and D.B. Sweeney. I do not remember that. And that sounds like it was right in my wheelhouse of being a diehard basketball fan. Heaven is a Playground. 1991. So little before my, and only by a couple of years. I mean, hell, by the time it was probably on VHS, would have been right in my wheelhouse. Byron Harper operates a nonprofit farming system on a playground in the Cabrini Green neighborhood of Chicago with the aim of landing Black kids into college basketball programs. He focuses most of his energy on the best prospects, whom he calls his breads, and ignores the less talented ones. One day, burnout white lawyer Zach Tellender, which is a play on the author of the book, Rick Tellender, shows up on the playground willing to play, but Byron believes him to be a drug pusher and throws him out. However, Zach happens to be the only one on the spot with a car, so he helps Byron to rush one of the breads into a hospital, where he also threatens the clerk with a gross negligence lawsuit in case treatment would not be provided. That sounds good. I don't think I've ever seen this. Heaven is a Playground. In 91 was like right in my wheelhouse of being a diehard basket. I mean, it was 92, 93 was kind of when I became a hoop head, not to be confused with a poop head. But I'll have to check that. Heaven is a Playground. That's got to be straight. That's got to be on like Tubi or Pluto. Heaven is a Playground streaming. Looks like it's on the Roku channel. Oh, it looks like it's on Tubi. All right. I'll have to try to find that at some point. Rich says, would love to see Cam Smith become the Rookie of the Year. No. I want to see Cam Smith have success, but Rookie of the Year is too much too fast. I want him to have a successful career, but I want him to struggle because I can't take meathead Cubs fans. Zach and Porter says, Porter, I have not. Sounds good. Are you the Porter that followed my Twitter account? Gem City Card Show says you need a chest mount. Carry from American Arbitrage style and dig, baby. Cam Smith is him. That's him. Zach says when it is all said and done, Cam Smith has to feel pretty good about being traded for a top 10 player. Heck yeah, absolutely. Barry, what's going on? Are you starting to do live eBay? Yes, I will be on eBay Live in the near future. I have been accepted into the program, and I'll be going through the integration process, hopefully starting next week at some point. I would say I won't start. I'm guessing like around May 1st probably is when I'll go live. I have been doing a lot. That's kind of what I was doing last night. I was kind of curating stuff for eBay Live, and I'm going through the process of, do I get these cards uploaded and ready to go so I can have like I think my intent is when I go live, I'm going to do like an all day event just to kick things off. So there's going to be a football relic portion. There's going to be a Cubs portion. There's going to be a vintage portion. There's going to be an autographs portion. There's going to be a serial number refractor. It's going to be a basketball portion. There's going to be just an entire day of eBay Live. So that's my intent. We shall see. So I've got to get prepared. I've got probably an entire 5-row box now, because I've filled a 4-row box of eBay Live cards that I'm going to auction. And I've got probably 2 rows of another. So 5 or 6 rows of cards that I'll get curious. And that's not even counting Cubs that I'll pull from the collection. So it'll be a big event. Stay tuned. Zach says, nice. 124 days. Let's go. The National coming soon to the Rosemont Donald Stevens Convention Center. Do you think PSA is sending the B team to accept subs on location? Probably. It's Madison, Wisconsin. I don't think they're sending Nat Turner to the Madison Card Show at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive. So it's just customer service. It's not like there's no graders on hand. There's not going to be any executives on hand. Nat Turner's not going to be showing up. It's just going to be, like basically like when you go to the Dallas Card Show and they have the customer service reps. That's the only, or Chicago Sports Spectacular, be a smaller footprint than Chicago and Dallas. But there you go. Kevin says Dylan Cease traded to the Yankees. Wait. Is this a joke? Hold up. This better not be. I mean, it makes sense, because the Yankees need pitching, and this is a joke. I don't see anything. Come on, man. I don't see anything on Dylan Cease. All right. Jordan says, someone's first time here hearing these eclectic conversations going, what the hell is going on? Bo breaking all YouTube rules. We are a different bunch here. Porter says, I ended up with 307 stops with 20.6% conversion rate. 20% conversion rate is freaking insane. I wanted to be sure that John got to hear about his favorite metric. You need impressions. That's John's favorite metric. 307 sold. Porter ran a big 50% sale yesterday. 20.6% conversion rate is just absolutely wild. I always say 7 to 10% is ideal. Like, that's a good 7 to 10% is a good conversion rate. Anything below 7% is like, but 7 to 10%, mine right now is, and mine's probably going to be going up over the next week just due to all the auctions I'm running. I think mine's around 8 or 9% right now. 20.6, that's insane. Let's see. My conversion rate last 30 days, 8%, right at 8%. So right there. I want it to be better. I kind of aim for 10, aim for double digits. But with the amount of inventory, it's kind of hard to get to that point with, 55,000 listings. Jordan laughs at Porter. Mr. Archer, good morning, fellas. Bradley says, who is the winningest MLB team on opening day? Yup, the successful New York Mets. It goes down from there for the Mets. Nick, Examine Baseball's in the house. He says, Rick Tellender wrote the book For Heaven is a Playground. Johnny M says, buyer pays for card and sends me a buyer's note in Italian. I don't read Italian. Guessing it says, please ship ASAP. Hey, I bought a book. I wanted to learn a second language, and I wanted it to be Italian. And I read it for like 2 days, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to learn a new language. Unicorn Cupcake, good morning. All day. That's a lot of mushroom coffee and Casey's Pizza. That is an all-day event. Absolutely. Might have to do 2 mushroom coffees that day. Chris says, Bo equated onboarding with watching sexual harassment videos. Must be due to his career in radio. Yes. Uncle Rich says, Chris Carlin, head of PSA customer care, has been to the Dallas Card Show and I suspect may come in May as well. Yeah, and unfortunately, he was not in Dallas in November when I was there. I was bummed. I was hoping to meet him. I'll probably meet him at the National this year. Uncle Rich says, because at some point, PSA is opening an office in DFW to train all of them all day live. They are going to ask you to turn your head and cough in that physical. I have a background in play-by-play. I have talked for, let's see, I've done, I think the most games I did in a day was 6, which I did multiple times. That's a good 12 to 14 hours of talking. So I can do it. Although it's been, how many years has it been? Almost 15 years since I've done that. I talk for 2 hours and I get a little hoarse. Kevin says, I got a notification sent to my phone about Cease. I should have looked into it before I typed that. Yeah, I think you got bamboozled by a fake Twitter account. Uncle Rich says, Chris is allowed to have a life with his family. Absolutely. Let's play Name That Player. All right. I haven't, all right, we're going to, let's see. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, so there's 3. There's 4. Doing this on the fly. How many we got? 4? I ran into a player bunch of Thurman Thomas. So Thurman Thomas is not going to be on Name That Player. Let's see. How's that? That's a good one. All right. So I'm at 5. Come on. There's a good modern card. Ooh, there's a good tough one. We're at 7. Ooh, there's a good tough one. 8. Ooh, that's good. 9. All right, we're at 9. We got to get to 10. There's 10. Got to get to 13. All right. There's 1. A lot of football today. I must have grabbed a football heavy pile. But I can probably find baseball. I think I need 2 more. This should be easy. Just finding 2 baseball should be easy. Let's see. Bradley says modern era. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 modern era. There's a couple junk wax era. So it's a little mixed today. Here's a good one. That's modern. All right. We need 1 more baseball, I think. Oh, and we're going to just to troll. Oh, hey, there's a Bo Jackson rookie. Oh, okay. All right. Let's pull a football. Let's pull that. And ooh, that's a good one. All right. I think we got our 13 now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, now I got to mix them up. So it's all over the place. Michael Renicky says, I'm on my phone today, so probably not as fast. Rich said, the Mets opening day record is more surprising than you realize as they lost like their first 8 or 9 opening day records. Wow. They even lost to the Montreal Expos in 1969 in the first ever Expos game. Sounds like Max in a route today. All right. Uncle Rich, there's at least one that I think Uncle Rich will get. All right. So here's the leaderboard. Let's get my phone cranked up. Hit the like button. I'm going to do that as well. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. All right, we got YouTube open. All right, now I want to get these in a good order. Start there. Football. We need baseball. I'm going to take this penny sleeve off. All right, football. Let's do modern there. We'll go back here. Baseball. Football. We'll throw that. Got a golf card. We've got a golf card. What was that? Was that football? Do baseball. Football. Baseball. We're going to end with two toughies, actually. Two tough ones to end this one. Gem City Card Show. He's excited. He might get a point today. Thurman Thomas is not an answer today. Jerry Kelly, not an answer today. That is a golfer, though. That's weird that you would say Jerry Kelly's a local guy, right? It's funny that you would say over it's not a Madison guy, Andy North, Madison guy, and who's the other golfer? Modern guy. What the hell's his name? Oh my God. I'm surprised Jerry Kelly was Steve Stricker. Thank you. Steve Stricker, the other local guy. Steve Stricker. All right. It is not any of those guys. Peter missed a few weeks. Hope to get over the 10 hump. All right. Now's your chance. Oh, we got to get our. All right. First up, we're going post-vintage, pre-junk. Post-vintage, pre-junk wax. Steve Stricker did go to Illinois from here locally, here in Wisconsin. We claim him. Jim Palmer is correct. Wow, we got a lot of correct answers. We got to go, I think, that dude from Duryea. That dude from Duryea was first. Max was second. Rich was third. Peter was fourth. Scotty Dubs was fifth. Jim Palmer. That dude from Duryea. All right. That dude from Duryea. He's at 13 points. He's catching up to Uncle Rich. Michael says, yep, his phone is slow. All right, next up. We got vintage football. Going back to the 70s on this one. Who you got? Minnesota Vikings. Unicorn Cupcake. Yes, this is absolutely considered a skill game. Let's see. I think Max was first. Let's see. It was close. We have let's see. Max with the point. That dude from Duryea was second. All right. Max with the point. 44 for Max. Max could win another game today. Max could win today. All right. Orlando is here. What's up, Orlando? Word in the house. Next up, baseball. Modern-ish. I would say pre-ultra-modern, post-junk wax. I'd say this is modern because it's not ultra-modern. We'll call this modern. What year is this? Oh, it's barely post-junk wax. This is from 98. And it is Todd Helton, folks. And I think Max with another point. Let's see. Where are we at? Helton. Max was first. Scotty Dubs was second. Peter was third. Shane was fourth. Todd Helton. All right. Next up, that's 45 for Max. Ooh, ultra modern football. Ultra modern football. Do you know your football? This is from 2021. I still consider that ultra modern. from the Washington football team, later called the Commanders. It is Dyami Brown. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Max with the point. Dyami Brown. Jordan knew it was Dyami Brown. Alex knew it was Dyami Brown. That was a tough one. All right, 46 for Max. All right, we're going junk wax here, baby. Although I wouldn't consider this a junk wax set because it's an update set. Although it is junky. '88 score. Biggio is correct. And I think that was Peter. Let's see. Biggio. Peter with the point. Craig Biggio on his '88 score rookie. Peter was first, and he is at 11. Tied with Scotty Dubs and Dave Arnold. All right, next up. Let's see. Shane says it's the idea to make these super easy lately. This, I just grabbed a pile of cards, and it just so happens most of these are like cards that were going to be listed on eBay. So this is just cards that are sitting here. So Shane, since they're so easy, who's this? Rich Klein. I knew this was the one. I'm like, Rich is going to get at least one of these. It is John Mendenhall. John Mendenhall. John Mendenhall. Uncle Rich with the point. All right. Uncle Rich, 17. All right. Next up. Golf. And we already said the golfer is not Steve Stricker. It's not Andy North. And it's not Jerry Kelly. Who is it? Is Gem City Card Show going to get his first point? It's not Tiger Woods. Peter says, whatever. Oh, looks like we got, I'll take first or last name on this one. Gem City Card Show. Got it. It is Bryson DeChambeau. Gem City Card Show. Who was, so he had Bryson. Max had DeCham. So he came in second. That dude from Duryea came in third. Gem City Card Show with the point. I think, is that your first point? Gem City Card Show. Oops. I think it is. Gem City Card Show. All right. Next up. All right, next up. I think this is a short print. This is modern 2013. Great Budweiser sign in the background. I don't know if that dude from Duryea trying to spell anus. No, it's not Elvis Andrus. It's not Wells. It's not Betts. Not Hayward. Not Puig. Not Smith, Jones, or Hunter. It is a pretty common last name. Davis is correct. I was going to say he almost broke the hearts of Cubs fans everywhere in 2016, Game 7 of the World Series. Rajai Davis, dude from Duryea with the point. He is at 14. All right, next up. Next one's an older football card. But I wouldn't consider this, I don't know. Would you consider No, I would not consider 1983 vintage, even with football. 80s football. I still don't know my early 80s football designs. I know like generally this is between 1980 and 1983 because I know the 84 design and on. But 80, 81, 82, 83, I always get confused. It is Dan Deerdorf. Who was first? We had a lot of guys. Let's see. Max was first. Rich was second. That dude from Duryea was third. Basically, this is just a test of who has the fastest internet. Y'all know the right answer. It's just who has the fastest internet. All right, Max with the point, and he is at 47. All right, Max has a chance. There's 4 cards left. Max can win the game today. All right, next up. This is a super easy one, and this one goes out to my friends Zach and Cooter. Internet does help more. We accept typos. Internet is the difference in this game. Internet speed. Especially with this one. Will Clark, Will the Thrill. Will Clark. Not a White Sox fan. Who got that one? Max got it. Max with the fast internet. Fastest internet award, Max. All right, 48 points. Next up, we've got football. All right. You know what? I'm going to throw this one out. We're going to make this tougher. Because I don't want the internet. We're going to replace. We don't want Michael Renicky and Max's fast internet, although Michael Renicky's internet is not fast today. All right, here we go. 1963 tops. St. Louis Cardinals. Give you a hint there. Not Minnie Minoso, not Hank Aaron. Hey, Dave Arnold. Wow, I didn't even have to give any more hints. Bill White. Dave with the point. All right, Dave Arnold, 12. And he breaks the tie with Scotty Dubs and Peter. All right. Next up. 84 Donruss. Kansas City Royals. Don Slaught. Dave Arnold. Dave. I don't think I saw who anybody else have. Don Slaught is correct, Dave. Can we get a wellness check on Uncle Rich? Wellness check, Uncle Rich. Rich's head fell on the keyboard. Don Slaught is correct. Dave with the point. All right, I took one away, so let's grab another card. Dave with 13. He's one behind that dude from Duryea. All right. One more card. Let's see. Let's do another 84 Donruss if I can find that stat again. I think it was in here. All right. Oh, that's a good one. All right. And it's kind of time. So this one, Chicago White Sox, and he has a daughter who is in broadcasting. I think she might have been covering the White Sox game as either like a studio personality or on the field. It is Scott Fletcher. His daughter is Brooke Fletcher. And she did what's it, card? She interviewed me. I think it's carded. Was it carded? I can't remember. But Brooke Fletcher is in the world of broadcasting. Scott Fletcher, correct answer. Scotty Dubs with the point. Scotty Dubs. All right. So where are we at? Where's Scotty? Scotty with 12. So he breaks the tie with Peter. All right. So we've got Max at 48, Michael Renicky at 35, Uncle Rich 17, fourth place, Dat Dude from Duryea, Dave Arnold 5th, Scotty Dubs in 6th, Peter in 7th, Matt Like in 8th, Card Hobbyist in a tie for 9th with Minneapolis Kid. There you go. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you tomorrow at the Madison Card Show. I think I've got a banner for that before we go. I think we can take the November one down. Maybe I don't. I thought I had a banner for actually this one's wrong. Oops. Mic check. All right, there we go. There's upcoming dates. Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel tomorrow at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive. 140 dealer tables. PSA on site tomorrow. They'll be accepting drop-offs for grading and authenticating. Come see them upstairs, Capitol Square Ballroom along the south wall as you walk into the main entrance to the ballroom. That is tomorrow, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolen Drive for the Madison Card Show. Michael Renicky will be there. Who else is going to be there? East Coast Tom will be set up. Michael Renicky will be set up. Max will be set up. Who am I missing? Bronco wasn't in the chat. He might be set up. He's in Vegas. He's got a flight back home sometime today. He's like, hopefully the flight's there. Who I thought, is there one? I feel like I always miss one dealer that's in the chat. Sheena will be set up. I don't think he was here today, but he'll be set up. There you go. So come on, see us tomorrow, Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel. There's Sheena. John Nolen Drive, 140 dealer tables, free admission, show hours, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm getting a Goodwill pallet today, so I will Sunday morning. Obviously, there's no Hobby Evolution tomorrow, but on Sunday, we'll review the Madison Card Show and part of the Goodwill palette. I don't know how much I'll get into it with the show tomorrow, but I'll dive into some of it. And who knows, I'll probably end up buying stuff tomorrow at the show. So Sunday morning for the next Hobby Evolution. Check out my eBay store, 99centcards.com. I've got over 600 auctions and more going live tonight, more ending tonight, more going live tonight. Get those bids in. A lot of color in the next couple days. Excuse me, a lot of color refractors. So check out the auctions ending throughout the next several days. Hopefully next week I'll have an update on eBay Live and when approximate go time will be for that. And I do plan on doing a big show to kick off my eBay Live selling and do a long, for me, a long day of it, several hours. A little marathon. So with that being said, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Have a wonderful Friday. If I don't see you at the Sheraton Hotel on John Nolen Drive for the Madison Card Show tomorrow, I will see you back here on Sunday morning. Have a wonderful weekend.